What's up, guys? Happy Sunday. In this video, we're gonna talk about the 9 things I wish I had done during my fitness journey. Let's go! All right, guys, here we go. Before we get started, I wanna say a happy Father's Day to all of our dads here at the gym. Fatherhood is a life-changing part of your life. We have a couple new dads at the gym who are celebrating their first Father's Day. So let's give a big hand to Philip Vaughn and Justin Sauer. They both have little ones. Justin is a father. He had his first child in December, so big props. You can tell that just through the conversation that we have together that he just absolutely loves it. He's addicted. He's a dad, like a real dad. Like I'm talking like he loves changing the diapers. He loves doing all like fun stuff that goes along with being a dad. Philip Vaughn is also a new dad. He had a little girl named Elliot a few months ago. I can tell that Philip is gonna be such a great dad. Wish them their very first happy Father's Day when you see them in the gym. Other dads in the gym, Gilbert, we have Josh Hunter, Haas Fuentes, and Jim Vreeland, all of our dads at the gym. Happy Father's Day. Hope I didn't forget anybody, but happy Father's Day.
I hear you breathe, but I can't see if you're right here next to me. Something's wrong, wasn't it fun? Is it now we're done? You get dressed, I'm like a mess, and you tell me to confess, and you tell me to confess. Oh.
All right, guys, let's talk about the 9 things I'd wish I had done during my fitness journey. Number 1, I wish I had logged more of my results. Logging your results is incredibly important. If you want to see any kind of progress throughout either lifting or your conditioning, or even just your fat loss or your weight loss or your whatever it is you're trying to do, you need to be able to log those results. And part of that is tracking your weight, tracking your times, making sure you put this in. A lot at our gym, we use SugarWOD, and SugarWOD can be a very social tool. It could be a way to compare yourself, but it's also a way that you can just look back at what you've done in the past and be able to make progress from that. It's super important to look back. And when I was able to look back, it's easy to see the gross numbers, like the big jumps in numbers from like, hey, I back squatted this much to now I'm way over here. But those micro little PRs that you hit, I think those are super important. So if you can log those results, you'll be able to see a lot of progress over time. Not only that, but it also keeps you a little bit more accountable. So on those days where you're not feeling it, logging your results is even more important, because as much as you don't want to do that, that's being uncomfortable and stepping outside of your comfort zone. And logging that score could be a huge benefit to you. It'll actually make you a little bit better. So log your results. Number 2, scaling when appropriate. It is incredibly easy to look at a workout and say, hey, I can do one of those. But when you're asked to do 40 to 60 to 80 of those, that may not be the best way to do a workout. On Friday, we had a really good example of that, sets of 30 wall balls. While it's easy to say, hey, I can do the wall ball, how can you get the desired stimulus out of the workout? If we want it done in this amount of time, sure, you can do it a few times, but it's gonna take you forever to do that. So scale when appropriate is number 2, and that takes a little bit of humility. Number 3, thinking long-term versus short-term. We're talking things like doing a little bit more mobility, stretching after class, doing some foam rolling. I am the classic, I don't love to warm up, so I just kind of get into it. And while that is short-term gonna help me with my time, long-term, I know that my chiropractor, she can tell that I haven't stretched in a long time, or that my muscle is extra gritty because I haven't foam rolled. So super important to think long-term versus short-term. Number 4, avoiding cherry picking the workouts where you say, I don't want to do that. The movements where you say, I don't want to do that. Guys, listen, it's really easy to say, hey, there is something I don't like about this workout, but in every single workout, there's probably gonna be one thing. So you might as well just start avoiding cherry picking, get some consistency going. You're not gonna love every single workout. It's only when the stars align and you have this like perfect workout that you're actually going to love it. So that is extremely rare. I want you guys to make sure that consistency is above all. So avoid the cherry picking. Number 5, taking it easy on yourself. I'm talking mentally. So whenever we have like a bad workout and we're not happy with ourselves, it's easy to look back on that and say, hey man, that was a crappy workout. I wish I would have done better. I wish I would have not broken the wall balls here or not done single or whatever it is. But you got to give yourself grace. Like there's no such thing as a perfect workout. It's easy to get down on yourself, and the challenge really is all about where you take your head after a workout, right? So you can look at it as say, hey, I did better than a lot of other people. A lot of people are still just sitting on their couches right now and not doing anything. And you did an awesome workout. It may not have been your 100%, but think about what you have done to yourself. You've made yourself a lot better. You did something where you felt uncomfortable for a little bit, and you probably learned something about yourself by not loving a workout, but actually doing it. Number 6, do more mobility. As someone who's been blessed with really good mobility, I felt the urge to skip it a little bit more and just say, hey, I have really good mobility. What I really needed was to work on my shoulders, work on things that I really needed to do in order to avoid some of the injuries and the nagging things that kept me from continuously being able to better myself. And as someone who, like I said, doesn't like to warm up a lot, I think it's important to do a lot more mobility. So stretching out those shoulders, making sure your hips are nice and loose, and getting into a workout where you are feeling nice and limber before you actually go into it. That is so key. So do more mobility, work on those range of motions with your ankles, your knees, your hips, your wrists, your shoulders. It'll pay dividends huge in the future. Number 7, being more consistent with nutrition. Nutrition has always been super up and down for me. I think that speaks a lot of volumes for a lot of people as well. And nutrition is very easy to fall off the train on. There are a lot of outside influences, fast food, going out to eat, drinking alcohol. There's a lot of different things that contribute to nutrition that we don't want to. Like, I wish there was like all kinds of like magic things that didn't have calories in it, but that would not be very good. We've learned that like all the calorie-free foods, they just don't taste as good. And so there's a celebration behind it. There's a lot of hormonal things that happen to us with nutrition, and the consistency is the hardest part about that. I was super consistent for a long time, but I felt like that over consistency or overdoing it really put me in a bad place. And so you have to be able to live life, but at the same time, how can you be consistent and be 80% good, but be really consistent about that? So rather than being 100% for a short period of time and then 0%, how can we be 60 to 80% all the way and live the life that we want to, have the meals that we want, and still stay on track? Number 8, comparing myself with others and not doing that. This is the hard part. We live in a society where we have to always compare ourselves and find what it is that we're comparing ourselves to. And it's easy to do that. We have, especially in a fitness scenario where we log our times, we log our weights, it drives competitiveness. And I'm a very competitive person. One thing I wish I would have done is stay away from that and really focus on the me versus me concept of just trying to do the best that I can on every single workout. Here's an example. I've been going to the 6 a.m. workouts Monday through Friday, and there are no times logged for that. And it's easy in the later days to say, hey, here's the time I'm gonna beat. If you're just going up against yourself, what I would do is just think, I have to just do the best I can because there's no benchmark to hit for any of these workouts anymore. Just go as hard as you can. That's the mentality that I wish I would have all the time and not just at 6 a.m. workouts. So again, number 8 is not comparing myself to others. The last one, number 9, is learning some pacing. I was the classic person who would go out hard out of the gate and just burn out halfway through. It took a long time of learning what a workout should feel like and how hard should I go during a workout, when if there was a 20-minute workout, I would last like 5 minutes and then completely fall off. The endurance, the stamina, that's one part of it. Learning pacing during a workout is very difficult. One of the things that I like to say is that if you can see that a workout is gonna be 20 minutes, let's say a 20-minute AMRAP, and it involves running, while you're running, ask yourself, could I run like this for 20 minutes? If not, slow down. If yes, then you're on the right track. Pacing is so important. Always ask yourself, can I keep this exact pace up for 20 minutes? Now, the pace may stay the same, but the effort may go up. So I hope that makes sense. If you feel like you're going 60% at the beginning, that might feel like 90% even though you're running the same pace. Think about a marathon. If you're running 13 miles, the first like 6 to 7 miles, let's say you're just running and you're like, yeah, this is nice and easy. But once you get to like mile 11, 12, 13, you might still be running that whatever minute pace that you're running, but it feels like 90%. So I want you guys to think about the pacing component of this. I think it's a super important thing and it'll get you more results a little bit faster. A lot of the things that we focus on are getting faster times, doing more reps, and that encompasses our total fitness. So I encourage you guys to learn a little bit of pacing and really try to feel out what does it feel like in the middle of a workout. Super important. All right, guys, that's it. Happy Sunday. I hope you guys had an awesome week. I hope you guys have a killer week this week. We got some awesome things happening at the gym this week. Awesome workouts. We will see you guys at the gym. Bye.